So it finally happened. The Boston Bruins have now fired Jim Montgomery. He's no longer the head coach of the Boston Bruins. This just came down the pipe about a short while ago. Um, for many Bruins fans, I think this was no big surprise. For many fans outside of the NHL, you kind of saw the writing on the wall. The Bruins have been struggling, and then especially after their performance last night, losing 5-1 to the worst team in the league, the Columbus Blue Jackets, that was officially the death nail for Jim Montgomery. So now where do they go from there? Who's the next head coach? Where do you go from here if you're a Boston Bruins fan? Well, there's two ways you can see this. Was Montgomery really the problem? Or was the players just incompetent and just basically had their way and tried to pull a Bruce Cassidy? I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait a minute, like, what do you mean? You remember Bruce Cassidy was the head coach, and there was a report from a good friend of mine, very reliable source, that told me that Cassidy had lost the locker room, that Cassidy basically was very hard on the rookies, and a lot of the veteran players voiced their displeasure about it. And basically went to management, said it's either him or us. So Cam Neely and Don Sweeney, the brilliant geniuses they were, decided to fire Bruce Cassidy to ensure that, most of the players went on and that they were going to do whatever they needed to do. Well, Cassidy found himself back in Vegas. First year in, he wins the Stanley Cup for the Vegas Golden Knights, fulfilling the 5-year prophecy of their general manager by saying that they were going to win the cup in 5 years. At that time, I sat idle by, listening to all the Bruins fans, how they were so angry about how Cassidy got the cup before they did. The players made the decision. Cassidy could have stayed. You could have gotten rid of the dead weight known as Bergeron and Marchand and some of the others who were complaining. Their money and the cap was so high. You could have gone with some younger talent, got some younger guys, and maybe you guys would still be relevant, be more of a threat. And I don't care if I offend Bruins fans. I don't. But this is turning into another Cassidy situation. They lost the locker room. And Montgomery, 2 years in, after having one of the greatest regular seasons of all time, getting bounced out in the first round, and then now here's all the stuff that's happening again. It's a vicious cycle of the players controlling the narrative, thinking that they know what they're doing and they don't, and having no leadership at the top of Cam Neely or Don Sweeney because they're so head in the sand that this is the mess that you guys are in right now. Can the Bruins turn it around? Absolutely. No doubt. They could turn this around and have a great year and become relevant. But right now, I don't see it. Give me your thoughts. What do you say?